is Christianity something we can organically discover? This is a big question, right? Can it be discovered organically?
How controversial am I to get, Michael?
Go for it. This is the regeneration. Just don't mention COVID
my
stats.
first question, I won't use red flag words. What do you mean by organically? How would you define organically?
Can you discover it in going into the underworld? Put it that way.
I'll go ortho bro on this. If you want to go into that, Abraham did not had something that appeared to him. Moses did a good job by that. So did Paul. Henry Corbin, he talks a lot about the fact that the divine is constantly reaching. There's always an infiltration, but you have to kind of meet it halfway. So I think that the idea of the angelic, the idea of this quality of intermission that happens, what used to happen in the Old Testament all the time, and all of a sudden we come to this place, Nicene Creed, that the Spirit only shows up when we're all gathered under Constantine's edict, and then after that it can't happen ever again, I think is misleading. And when I go and I read the place where Jesus says, who do they say I am? And Peter jumps in and goes, you're the Son of the living God. And he goes, my Father gave that to you. On that, and then next thing he says, on this rock I shall build my church. But he's not, for me, reading that as my little mystic self that I am, it's that moment of divine, immediate intervention, revelation that the church is built on. That moment of absolute knowing that it's given by the divine, by God, in that moment that it's complete knowing. There's no belief necessary because he knows, I know who you are. You can't believe in who someone is. You have to know them to have an actual relationship with them. Otherwise, it's performance, right? So the idea that Christianity can be discovered really depends on how you expect the creator and the anointed logos to act in terms of, each individual soul, and whether if they're all worth saving, and they're not like just God sitting over here in a corner going, well, apologize, and then we'll see. But there's actually an investment of grace that happens. Christianity has blossomed in the Western tradition on the foundation of, I'm sorry to piss people off, on the foundation of the Greek mystery schools, Orphism, the Celtic nature of all the Druids that come into even parts of, France, and this idea that Jesus comes all the way down to make sure that even down to the smallest cell of creation gets reignited, and then the ascension happens. So I feel like if we're not willing to kind of go down to foundations, we're going to have a really hard time building new houses, new temples, new cathedrals in a post-modernity or alternative modernity that needs it so badly.
That was Lindsay Rose, ladies and gentlemen. That was brilliant. I mean, that's always worth the price of admission. There's no such thing anymore as a set-aside religious truth.
Some Native American traditions, when the missionaries came here with Christianity, like, oh yeah, that guy, he was here already, right?
Yeah, right. It's not out of keeping with the gospel story to say we might hear it from areas we don't expect it. Like if there's one place the world thinks we're never going to get truth, it'd be a very wealthy young blonde girl, right?